Good morning. I'm happy to join you guys this morning. Welcome to my studio, place I'm blessed to be able to work in, and see some projects going on and stuff. And it's really kind of chilly right now. And I'm in my morning routine where I pay attention to the world and I post things that seem important to me. But there's a lot of hidden messages for a lot of different people in those posts. So if you're not privy or you don't understand everything I'm doing, well, that's because you know some things aren't meant for you to understand. They're meant for the people who need to understand them, and I'm doing the best I can. Uh, One thing I can assure you is, in my life, I've discovered that having so much information in my head makes me a know-it-all. And so if you have a topic and you bring it up, there's a good chance I know something about it because I didn't spend my time in my life nurturing 10 kids um, and having that distraction. I nurtured almost 200 in 15 years. And that gave me a very direct approach to conversation. Forgive me again, it's early. Um, and it's a little chilly out here, but I don't wish to be in my office. I moved my studio back outside, or my office back outside, because that's where I enjoy living. Um, and I get to. So I thought I'd just come on and ramble and see where things go. I'm trying not to go down the rabbit hole of hate this morning that I tend to do and have done ever since 5/31/2020, when I discovered my impact site and then I purchased it. And then these three people, Leslie Wheeler, Bob Gerbeau, and Bruce Sanavsania, bullied me into submission. Let's see, do you want to know the story? Here. My partner, business partner and otherwise, of 6 years had a stroke while I was in escrow on my first house. On my first house. Okay. Some of you have homes that you bought, some of you don't, but this is my first house. And I hunted it down on Zillow. I hunted it down for months. Actually, over 2 years, I was looking for homes. And so I got into this one and I borrowed the money from the three people in my life that I really had any interaction with, and I trusted, and I actually gave them my power of attorney, everything, because I trusted them to watch out for me because they knew that I've got certain issues where I'm over generous and I will give you anything and everything. And but after I purchased the property, while we were in escrow, Bruce had a stroke, went in the hospital for 8 days, came out a different person. And after 9 months of trying to nurturing him back to the person I knew, I called Leslie Wheeler and Bob Gerbeau. And I said, guys, you got to help me. Okay. He's out of his mind. He is causing so much trauma. He's just destroying everything. I need your help. Here's the science. Here's the facts. Everything else. I need you to take over communication because I have communication problems. And many of you understand that. I have communication problems. Where did they come from? Well, let's see. I came from New York with a New York accent. They put me in a third grade in California and then took me into a little tiny room and said, you have a speech impediment. No, I had an accent. But that's when I shut up. I was a third grade and I quit talking to any of you. I quit talking to humans, period. I quit. The only reason I had to talk to you was if I was selling you a car, something, selling you a piece of art or anything else. But other than that, we have nothing in common. You were raised a totally different way. I raised myself from age 12. And no one stopped me since then. I've had a few meaningful relationships that were really meaningful, but those people were the highlight of my life, and that's the only people I talk to. And I don't I don't speak correctly. I know that. I don't communicate in a way that satisfies you. I don't kiss your butt because you deserve some kind of respect, because you don't. Prove it to me. Why should I respect you? Why the hell should I respect you? What have you done for society? Right? Why should I? Do I need to say pretty please, sugar on top family, when I've offered you all opportunities to retire young and early and rich? And I'm supposed to come to you and go, oh, pretty please, or let me reword that, or let me rephrase that. Well, I've documented everything the last 3 years, everything. The first 100 days, I wrote so many emails. Each day, I would ask someone else to help me. Each day, I could only do one because the disappointment was too insane. And as the science was there and everything was there and all this stuff, none of you would listen to me. Why? Because Mr. Bruce Xenia, my fiance, let me put that out there because everybody knows that we were to be married. Okay, because that's what you do when you're two old men and you need to protect your estates. You find a buddy, you call it marriage, and then your ass is covered because no one else is going to cover it. Matter of fact, they're going to take it from you just like they did. So as they're fixing up my house, I want to move back into my home. That's my house. I'm glad it's got heat. But they threw away the last 15 years of my life. They just gave it away to people that didn't deserve it. Why couldn't I stop it? Well, they stripped me of everything. I was on that mountain for 3 years with no help from any of you. Not a single soul would step up and say, wait a minute, this is not right. Todd Watkins, are you proud of yourself? Thomas Donahue, how proud of you are you? Oh, I'm so disappointed in you. I am so disappointed in you. And Leslie Wheel and Bob Grabo, you just are going to get your asses sued to the nth degree. I'm tired of trying to figure out a way to speak to you guys that's okay for you to accept. That it's okay, that it's not going to get me kicked off YouTube or get me kicked off Twitter. I don't even understand this crap. And so that's what I'm doing. If you want to reach me, 4153 Matthew Drive, Palm Springs. I am here. Of this ridiculous lie that I'm for. Sissy, cousin, nephew, uncle, anybody can't step up unless I act a certain way. Well, how about you guys understand why I act this way? Why I'm upset? How could you do this? I deserve the respect of finding AMS 531-2020, 123-day-old fireball impact site. And then I bought it. And I proved everything before I closed escrow. And then these sons of bitches just walked all over me. And I was so flabbergasted, I lost my mind. I could not believe that was happening. After 7 years of sobriety, after praying to Spirit, and Spirit answers my prayer right away, made me very wealthy. And these three men stepped in the way, and they still have. So it's time to call them out. It's time to get this shit going. Because guess what? This is my freaking studio. Okay? I've been working here for years. These people are my friends. We are doing great things. Why are they my friends? Because they know me. They know I've never lied to them. I've never told them an untruth. They can't find one. There is none. So I have ultimate support. Probably 50 people work on this site. And we're all getting along and we're all working together and doing great things. So as I go do that because that's what's important. I do need to make sure that these 3 men are held accountable. They're old, they're going to die. And I need that because then I can move on with my life. But meanwhile, my house is up there and he's saying he's going to sell my goddamn house? No. No, no, no. This man, let me put it this way. There isn't a damn thing I'm saying right now that I cannot prove with documentation, with emails, with text, with everything else. It's all proven. And I have received lots of attorneys that want to follow this, that want a part of this. But they want, what's that retainer thing? 3 years ago, I burned my bank card online. I said, all right, Spirit, I'll work for you. You feed me, shelter, and clothe me. I trust you. And that's what's happened. What I have not been able to do is understand the next direction. I need what's called a, let me quote myself again, because I said it in emails, I said it in text, I said it in everything to Leslie Wheeler, Bob Grabeau, and Bruce Xenia. I have communication problems. Don't you all agree? Don't you all agree that I have communication problems? You want me to be something politically correct? Well, look what politically correct has gotten you. How do you like your food prices? How do you like your fuel prices? How do you like your life right now? How do you like being laid off? How do you like the COVID pandemic? That's what you get for being politically correct. All I've ever done is tell the truth. My Meteorite channel, the Meteorite Files, rose on its own. It's been going, and I really pay little attention to it because I am so angry and so frustrated that my house is up there warm and I'm not in it. That these men have gotten away with this because they're bullies, not because they're anything else. They're just bullies. They lied to you. They lied to everybody. And I managed to get them to write it out in emails. Prior to all this stuff going on, I've got the lie written out. So for you attorneys that require a retainer or something like that, these guys have the millions. Okay, there's plenty of deep pockets, and I want all of it. These gentlemen have screwed science. Okay, I knew what I had that night. My videos prove that. And they aided and abetted and took a man that had a stroke and manipulated his thoughts and feelings so they could be bullies to me. Now, those men made a lot of money. They don't deserve. They're criminals. Absolute criminals. You cannot do this to another human being just because you can. My partner, Bruce Xenia, taught mental health. He knew everything about my mental health. He knew my triggers. He knew abandoning me would cause me to go insane, would cause me to be unable to speak. And he did. Why? Because he couldn't believe that I found a meteorite, even though the science is already proven. The science that we paid for came in, and he couldn't grasp that. He could not even grasp that. It was so much for him, he had a stroke. And when he came out of the hospital, he was a different, malignant, narcissistic asshole. It's enough. See why I don't post? I can't even tell this story without getting upset. That's why I can't about it. That's why I need a buffer. A person to speak before I have to explain all this crap. So why don't you step up? Why don't one of you fucking step up?